What is up guys, it's your boy Solam here, back with another Dragonflight professions video. So in this video right here, we'll be talking about Dragonflight professions, and more specifically, I'll be showing you guys how I'm obtaining Dragonflight profession knowledge points every single week, and also basically everything you want to know about knowledge points for professions, how to obtain them, and how to min-max as much as possible and get every knowledge point that you can actually get. Now you don't have to get all of them, but by watching this video you at least know how to get all of them, and then you can decide on a week by week basis how many you want to try to get. The basics are that the more knowledge points you have, the more gold you will make with a lot of professions, and for farming professions especially like mining, herbalism and skinning, your gold per hour will go up every single week as long as you spend your knowledge points in the right place. For crafting though, it's kind of a little bit capped, because you get to a point where it's not going to get any better because you have to diversify into crafting different types of items. But even for crafting, you need to have a lot of knowledge points before reaching that cap. So by watching this video right here, you will get a lot of knowledge points and you will learn how to obtain them, both on your first time and also on a weekly basis. Basically, I've been watching a lot of guides myself on knowledge points, and I feel like they're a bit too spread out. Like, I haven't really found a video or a Wowhead guide that covers everything in one singular location, like one singular post. It's all based on like, this is where you get the treasures, this is where you get them from skill ups, this is where you have to go for dungeons or open world farming and so on. I want to put it all in one location, so by watching a couple of minutes through a video, you will know all about profession points and where to obtain them every single time. Before that though, we do have to thank today's sponsor, myself, and if you haven't checked it out yet, I have a gold making guide for Dragonflight, which will be linked down below, so you can go and check it out if you haven't checked it out already. And this is basically a 170 pages long PDF document for gold making that I've been working on since the launch of the expansion, actually even before the launch of the expansion, throughout the beta process as well, and it's based on gold making farms, gold making strategies, professions. We have solo gold farms, group-based gold farms, transmog-based gold farms, and also we have the best professions and the setups that you want to use to min-max your gold making to the absolute, to make the most amount of gold. So if you want to learn more about gold making this expansion, definitely consider checking it out. You will get updates when there's a new patch coming as well. So if you buy it now, it's still going to be relevant like in the next patch and at the end of the expansion. So feel free to check it out. The link is down below, and by using the code Solheim, you will get it for half price. Now let's get into professions and talk about profession knowledge points. First up, whenever you're skilling up a profession, you will notice there's a first craft bonus on every single thing you craft, which will give you a knowledge point and also some Artisan's metal, which will be important later down the line. But we're not talking about metal or profession tools or anything in this video, we're just talking about knowledge points. So when you're skilling up, just make sure to craft everything at least once, that way you get this first time craft bonus that you can see right here. So I have been doing pretty much every single craft on this character, except for this one, so you can see I have maybe this one as well or something down here, but try to do everything once and obtain as many first time craft bonuses as possible. Now when you progress through Dragonflight, you can get some recipes from the open world based on your profession, and you can also get some recipes from Renown that you can buy as well, that will teach you even more unique recipes that will give you once again another first time craft bonus. So throughout time, first time craft bonuses will give you a lot of knowledge points, as you can see right here. And for example, for alchemy, you start out with almost nothing, and then you have to use file and potion experimentation to learn more recipes, and every time you learn something new, just craft that thing once to get a knowledge point, and then spend that knowledge point. So number one for knowledge points, first time craft bonuses. Number two, dragon shards of knowledge. This one you can obtain basically throughout doing every single activity, and you can get 4 of them for every single character that you have. It's a bound when picked up item, so you can get 4 of them for a total of 4 knowledge points and also 50 Artisan's metal per shard. And this one, but the way you get your first 4 is by doing a quest line. Now this quest line is given to you in on around planes, and if you want to, you can go and check it out right now. It's located right here. Now to get this quest line, if you play playing an alt, for example, make sure to accept the quest called To the Aesir Span, just so you make sure you have progressed through this one. So accept the quests right here called To Aesir Span, deliver that one right here towards Camp Antonidas, or like roughly down here, then fly back, and there will be some new quests waiting for you right here that will take you literally 2 minutes to do, and they will give you 4 dragon shards of knowledge. If you want to though, right now the skip is back, so you can actually just go to roughly this location right here at the Ruby Life Pools, talk to an NPC, and skip that entire quest line and still get those dragon shards if you want to. Now you have to do this quest line because at the end of the quest line you will talk to an NPC located right here, and this NPC will give you the knowledge of being able to loot these dragon shards in the open world. So by doing this quest line, you now unlock the possibility to get dragon shards from doing basically anything in the open world. You can do a mythic plus and you can get them from the last chest at the last boss, or you can even do your weekly quest like this one, the Aiding the Accord. This weekly quest has a increased chance to give you the dragon shard based on any other activity, so you have a pretty high chance to get one from this chest. And throughout my research so far, it seems to have a between 20 to 30% drop chance, but that is just based on my experience. I have no idea what the actual drop chance is, but maybe if I get it now, actually I don't, but yeah, it has a pretty high drop chance from this one right here. So if you want to, you can just do that one and get one every now and then on a weekly basis, or you can literally go out and farm Mythic Plus for gearing purposes and get them while you're gearing as well. You can also get them from killing rare mobs, for example. So at the beginning of a Dragonflight, you had several people just hunting rares in both the Obsidian Citadel and also down in the Aesir Span over at the Brackenhide. Those super rares had a increased chance to give you dragon shards, but now we have even more rares that have been added in the patch 10.0.5. So now you have a lot of options to get these dragon shards if you really want to, but basically you can get them from doing just about anything in this game. Number 2, hidden trainers. So for example, right here you have a Lisa Raywinder called it's a master seamstress, and this is a hidden tailoring trainer. You have one hidden, it's not even hidden, it's basically a master of your profession that is located somewhere in the Dragon Isles, and this one will give you 5 knowledge points. I think it's 5, maybe even 10, but basically between 5 and 10. I think that's based on if you have crafting or farming. So farming gives you even more from your trainer, but you will have one of these trainers that you can get 1 time per character. So we're still at the 1 time per character portion of this video. So 1 time per character you can talk to a hidden trainer somewhere in the Dragon Isles, and at this point in the video I think it's important for you guys to know that I'll be leaving links down below in the video description so you can check out the location for example all of these trainers, because I'm not going to show you every single one in this video just because that's going to take me, it's going to be like 11 professions, it's going to take a long time. So instead you can go and check out those links if you want to know where your specific profession's trainer is located. But based on my memory, you have one located right here, which is the tailoring one. You have a mining one located roughly over here at the bridge. You also have a skinning one located in the Waking Shore roughly about here, and you have an alchemy one located right here as well. So that's just based on my memory right now, and it's been roughly a month since I did this myself. But either way, those are super easy, gives you some super fast knowledge points, and seaming this one into the next point, you can locate hidden treasures in the open world, and right now I think every profession has just about 7 treasures in the open world, giving you 3 knowledge points each. So for example, I have a couple of waypoints right here that I can add right now to my map, and these ones will give me all the locations of both the professions that I have. So we have both right now, I think this is alchemy and also jewel crafting, or actually it's enchanting and jewel crafting. All those treasures are currently shown on the map, and you can fly to these locations right here, and every single dot on the map will give you 3 knowledge points as long as you have enchanting and jewel crafting. Once again, the links are down below so you can check out all the hidden treasures for your desired profession, and once again there's roughly 7 unique treasures for every profession. I even think tailoring has 8, so tailoring has a little bit more, but every profession should have roughly 7 7 treasures that you can just go out and loot once per character for 21 knowledge points in total, and also 15 artisan's metal every single time, because every 1 knowledge point you get 5 artisan's metal. So go and check those out. It's super easy. It takes probably 10-15 minutes and gives you a bunch of knowledge points that you can spend super quickly. Next up, sticking with the 1 time per character portion, we can talk about Renown rewards as well. So every single Renown will have some professions tied to them. Like for example, Tuskar has Enchanting, Maruk has Alchemy, Valdrakken has both Enchanting and Tailoring I think. Actually Dragonscale has Tailoring and Enchanting, Valdrakken has Tailoring and also Alchemy. And for every single profession, there's going to be 2 Renown like factions that give you something that has to do with your profession. So for Tailoring you want to have Dragonscale and Valdrakken, and for Alchemy you want to have Maruk and Valdrakken, and once again there will be links down below in the video description so you can check out which factions you want to have based on your unique profession combination. So if I go to Dragonscale right now, you can see that at roughly, I think it's 14, you get something called a Crafter's Knowledge 1. This one will give you 5 knowledge points with your profession, and then when you go to 23, you get another one giving you 5 more, so 10 knowledge points from each faction. You have 2 of them, so that's a total of 20 knowledge points that you can get from Renown just by getting those. And you can also get patterns that are also once again tied to those professions that you have. So for example, Tailoring you have here for Dragonscale, you can pick up some unique patterns for Tailoring, and for every single one you have you can just pick up extra stuff, like for example Jewel Crafting. Dragonscale is super good for Jewel Crafting, giving me 2 unique designs right here that will give me that 2 extra knowledge points from first time craft bonus based on this faction right here. So to recap that one super quickly, from factions and Renown you can get up to 20 knowledge points for free, plus extra patterns that will give you first time craft bonuses, and how many patterns you get will be different from profession to profession, but there's going to be roughly between 25 and 30 knowledge points that you can get from having maxed out Renown with your professions that are tied, your reputations that are tied to your professions. So if you want to really min-max here, you definitely want to count your Renown as well, and try to grind up some Renown levels with the Renown factions that are tied to your professions. Okay, so that's going to be all the 1 time per character methods to obtain some knowledge points. Now let's talk about weekly methods. So first of all, you have Draconic Treatises, and you have 1 for every single profession. So if I search up right here, Draconic Treatise. Right here you will have 1 for every single profession, regardless of crafting or farming. There's 1 for each, and you can get 1 of these per week. Well, you can have several of them, but you can read 1 of them, like study 1 of them, to get 1 knowledge point per week. So personally, I try to stack up 10 of them. Now, these can be multi-crafted, by the way, which is why I have 12 of alchemy, for example. So if you just post 10 crafting orders, sometimes you get 10, sometimes you get 15, but you just pay for 10. So the way this works is that you just click on this one, you buy up all the materials you need to have, then you can either place a personal or a public crafting order, post some commissions, and just wait for someone else to craft them for you, if you don't have the availability to craft them yourself. This is something you can do every single week to get 1 knowledge point, which might not sound like too much, but over the course of 1 year, that is 52 knowledge points that cost you basically nothing. I would definitely recommend doing it, and I'm doing it myself, and that is number 1 for weekly bonuses. Number 2, weekly quests. So when you have 25 skill with your profession, so for example I have alchemy right here and I have jewel crafting as well, you will pick up 1 weekly quest for your profession, located from one of these 4 NPCs in the middle right here. This weekly quest will give you 3 knowledge points, and is unlocked when you have 25 skill. So 25 skill, it's a gatherable quest, so you have to go out in the open world and gather some materials from some mobs for them, and that gives you 3 knowledge points points every single week. Now you can also, once you have 50 skill with your profession, you can go to your profession trainer and you can pick up another weekly quest as well, which is literally just a delivery weekly quest. So your alchemy trainer in this case would give me a weekly quest for alchemy for 3 knowledge points as well. That is 6 knowledge points per week just from those 2 weekly quests. And if you have a profession that is not alchemy or also enchanting, you can pick up a crafting order weekly quest from this NPC right here. But for some reason, if you have alchemy or enchanting, like if you have both of those, you can't pick one up. But for example, for jewel crafting, you have a weekly quest to do some crafting for this guy. If you have inscription, you will get a quest here. Tailoring, leatherworking, blacksmithing, you get the point. Everything except for alchemy and enchanting will get a weekly quest right here that is based on you fulfilling some crafting orders. And if you don't want to fulfill public crafting orders, just make an alt for yourself, and then you can pretty much post a crafting order for this one, for example, and then you can put a personal order to Solheim alt. I can make a crafting order to myself and just give myself 1 gold commission, and there we go. Now you can fulfill your own crafting orders to do that 1 weekly quest, and that weekly quest also gives you 3 knowledge points per week. Okay, we are almost done now, so while you're doing those weekly quests, you will get a reputation with something called the Artisan's Consortium. Now at stage 2 out of 5 and 4 out of 5 and also 5 out of 5, you can buy an item right here giving you 10 or 15 knowledge points based on crafting or farming. If you have farming, you can buy 15. If you have crafting, you can get 10, and you can buy 3 of these in total. That is a total of 30 knowledge points for crafting or 45 for farming, just by getting this reputation maxed out. So definitely in this case, just do your weeklies every single week to get this reputation right here maxed out as soon as possible to get those renown levels. Additionally, you can buy some recipes from this NPC as well. So you can see I have 3 recipes waiting for me right here that I can buy. And once again, 1 recipe is 1 knowledge point from that first time craft bonus. In this case, you can also buy a contract with the Artisan's Consortium on the auction house to give yourself even more reputation, or something you can do every single day, instead of just getting that reputation on a weekly basis. Now you can see, for example, the last stage requires 7,000 reputation. You get 500 rep per profession, so 1,000 per week. That will take you 7 weeks just to get this one right here, and every other stage before this has 3,000 requirement, so 3 weeks per stage. And 7 weeks for the last one. Now you can buy a contract like I just said, so you can put in contracts right here, and you will see some different types of contracts. Buy a Consortium one, and preferably if you can afford one, buy a rank 3 one. So the rank 3 one gives you 15 reputation from every single world quest you are doing. So if you have that contract to do every single world quest available, you will drastically increase your weekly reputation with the Consortium. Now we only have one more thing to talk about, and that is once again on a weekly basis, some additional knowledge points. You can see right here we have the experimental substance giving me 1 knowledge point for alchemy, this one 1 knowledge point for alchemy, this one jewel crafting, jewel crafting, jewel crafting, and jewel crafting. So how do you get this? You get 2 knowledge points per week per profession from treasures. So these 4 items right here you pick up from treasures. So if you have the dragon scale expedition on any character at rank 5, you can now dig up some disturbed dirt on the ground, and when you pick this up you have to buy a shovel, so small expedition shovel. You can pick up treasures, and you can get these ones from treasures. Now you either want to pick up disturbed dirt, or you want to pick up expedition scout packs. So picking this up, you can get 2 knowledge points per week. It drops pretty fast, so just fly around for a bit and grab those treasures until you get those 2 knowledge points items per week per profession. Additionally, you can get 2 from the open world, and that is where, once again, the link will be down below. So you can get 2 of these ones, 2 extra knowledge points from the open world per week, just by killing mobs in the open world, but they're only dropping from specific mobs. For example, this one right here, the elegantly engraved embellishment, is only dropping from well-dressed humanoids in the open world. So for example, for a jewel crafting, they can be farmed roughly at this area right here. That is just one example of where to farm them, and they have a higher drop chance inside dungeons, but farming them in the open world goes drastically faster because they're non-elite, so it's super fast to get those, as long as you know where they are dropping, and once again the link will be down below. And I will even leave a link to this one right here, which is a Reddit post on the WoW economy Reddit, where everything is basically gathered for every single crafting profession on where you can pick these ones up. So you have up to 4 items, 2 of them are from dirt piles and expedition packs, and 2 of them are from open world mobs. So for example, for enchanting, you have primalist mobs and also the arcane elementals and primordials. For inscription, you have dragonkin / proto-dragons and also Kalashi Jaradin, and you have once again 2 points from open world mobs every single week that a lot of people either don't know about or don't know where to farm. So I personally think this resource right here is incredibly valuable. It is just because those weekly knowledge points quickly adds up, and getting 4 knowledge points per week, like for example for alchemy, we can only get 6 knowledge points per week, so scaling this up to 10 instead of 6 by getting these 2 extra and also these 2 extra, getting 10 per week instead of 6, that is a massive improvement, almost like it's an 80% improvement. So that is a lot of knowledge points that you're getting more than other people, as long as once again you know where to get them. Either way, this video is way too long at this point, but hopefully you enjoyed the video, and if you didn't know about where to get these knowledge points, hopefully now you do, and hopefully this saves you some of the trouble of having to search up everything yourself, one by one, and going through a lot of different articles. And this video basically summed up everything that you want to know about knowledge points and professions. Either way, that is going to be the video. Let me know in the comment section down below if there's anything I could have done differently, or if you enjoyed the video, and also if you watched until the end, please let me know. It's been 21.5 minutes. Either way, thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you again very soon.